We'll have to play retake here. Ooh, the ulted. Oh my god, we got one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, that was the most Giga Chat play I've ever seen. We just ran out of a smoke. Holy shit. Yo, the fast rotate. Get run through a smoke. We're insane. We are insane. Wait, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. That fast rotate, oh my god. That, yeah, nice. Very nice, very nice. Just for chat, I guess, we're referring to the Woohoojin's benchmarks that he does in his Guide to Gold video. I figured it was useful to, I guess, take a look at where we're at. And then also just to kind of have a bit more of a tangible goal to work towards with training. Let's take a look, give feedback on some of it. So when I was looking at the bursting drill at the very start, I was like, okay, pacing looks good. We're clearing the trips. And at some point we start to lose our tempo a little bit. But the main thing I want to emphasize is the fact that when we are doing this drill, or like clearing the benchmark, this is what big boy strafes are. Kind of like referring back to what we talked about last time. And you can hopefully feel that difference. And when I was looking through the Deadlock Fracture game that you played after this, it was clear to me that your strafes actually were getting wider. And I actually have a clip that I wanted to, I guess, highlight of us doing this. So this part of the benchmarks looks great. I think obviously, you know, we're not 100% perfect, but we are there like 80% of the time, and I think that's really good. I wouldn't worry too much about this. Of course, further training is always encouraged, but we're at a good spot for this one. Moving over to the second benchmark. This one is the over aim one. My biggest tip for this is rushing your first flick, I think will help you a lot. Generally, with the over aim drill, like when you're flicking in this game, it's a lot about speed. So I'll kind of show you that when we hop into the range. But this one's all about speed. So our steps are looking nice, but the fact that our flick is so slow is giving you such little time to actually go for that step after. If we can rush our first flick a little bit more, this would be a lot easier for you, I think.
Yeah.
I like to call it flick confidence, but oddly enough, people tend to flick faster the lower their sensitivity is, because flick confidence goes up. Whereas when you're on
Interesting.
Yeah, very strange. But when you're on a higher sensitivity, if you think about it like this, a higher sensitivity is harder to control. So you're going to be a lot more, I guess, cautious when you're approaching your flicks, and you don't want to over flick. Whereas if you're on a lower sensitivity, you can kind of just like throw your arm around. Just to kind of showcase this a little bit, start with the easy bots and kind of just go from there. But I really want to highlight that flick portion, which my sensitivity is a little bit high right now, but that flick portion. So at this, at the start, before you hop into your ranked game, you could just do this. Just have this bot spawn, don't even move yet. Just like really prioritize getting your first flick really quick. And then once you get your flick really quick down, you can start adding that movement piece into it. And you don't even have to shoot yet. Whoops, that was the wrong direction. But just like,
I think
go ahead.
Since this was like the first time that I was doing this specific drill or like these specific benchmarks, I was like trying at the same time to remember to move, because usually when I do the bots, I don't move.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. Combining the three parts is a little bit strange for sure. If you can make it automatic though, that's where you really, like where the game becomes really, I guess, easy. So flick first, we'll have you do this a couple times, really push your speed here. It might help if you want to warm up your flicks by doing like medium bots or hard bots by dashing into the range. I like doing this. I'm like in the range, and then like I'll rush the flicks. Just taking inspiration from Valen's warm up here. But you can warm up your flicks if you want to, and then we can go back and do the benchmarks. I guess I'm on easy already, and then you can just prioritize the flick here, making sure you're over flick. Don't even move yet. Just get that flick down, really pushing your speed. And the goal of this, because you're correcting your crosshair with your movement anyways, landing close to the target is not that important, weirdly enough, because like you're going for the micro adjustment with your strafe, right? So like actually being on target is like not the goal here. You're just trying to land slightly after, and then you go for that recorrect after. And then once you get your flick down, your flick speed down, you will just, you'll add your movement in after, and you try to eventually get it to the same time where you're flicking and moving at the same time. And then you can add in the shooting afterwards. So that's the way that I like to kind of approach these benchmarks. I think if you kind of take it step by step, it'll be a lot easier. but I am terrible. But generally, if you speed up your click, everything becomes a little bit easier, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. As for the dead zoning drill, I mean, I've kind of spoken about this a little bit, but dead zoning to me is kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I've never felt strongly about learning it, so I don't have a huge, if I were to do the benchmark right now, I don't think I would do that well. Maybe I could try really quickly, but generally dead zoning for me is a very difficult skill, and I don't think it's useful in game necessarily, aside from like pre-firing. So yeah, you can like learn the skill, and it might benefit you with like single fire weapons, but I do lean on the side more of like being a sprayer anyways, so
Yeah.
that's probably why I don't really dead zone too much. I just like to pre-fire angles. Like that's really the only use case I see for it. It's like this. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my quick feedback on the benchmarks. I guess, did you have any questions or comments?
I don't think so. I honestly do think that I'll just need to practice them more.
Definitely some more time thing. And then one thing I wanted to highlight is how far we've came. So I was looking through the Deadlock Fracture game that you played after the benchmarks, and yeah, we're doing the 2-bullet strafing. Our crosshair placement's a lot better, and we are strafing a lot wider. So throughout this defense half, actually, we're kind of popping off, but maybe I should have started on the flash. But you can see here, we shoot our bullets, we strafe again. Always staying mobile is good. Get the reload down, and then you can see here, we are also moving on this fight here. And then we eventually get a fight on the Sage. Boom. So although we don't get the kill, that's something that I want to discuss maybe a few weeks from now. The idea of spraying to simplify your gun duels. But you can see, despite us having really good gun hygiene here and moving, he was able to get the kill first by just standing still and shooting our body.
Yeah.
Right. I personally think that you can simplify the game a lot by being good with spraying, but that's not to say that you should learn spraying first. I think now that our 2-bullet strafes have gotten to the point to where it's looking a lot more comfortable, I don't want to cut that momentum yet. I think, maybe keep at it for a little bit longer. And then once that starts being very, I guess, intuitive, we will introduce spraying, and then you'll be able to, simplify the gun duel a bit more, for sure.
Yeah. Sometimes during the death matches, I'm like, oh, that should have been a spray, but like in the moment, I'm still stressed about committing to it. I guess.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's a good point too. Spraying is a whole different commitment issue as well. Whereas like 2-bullet bursting, you can kind of feel like you're getting away with the movements. Yeah. I guess aside from that, just to update, I guess, chat, the plan for today is to watch Path play a ranked game. No pressure, of course.
No pressure.
I think I will do my best to give subtle feedback, but the majority of the feedback is going to be done after the game. So I'm just going to be clipping on my end some rounds and stuff like that. And then after the round is over, I'm going to be on slight delay because I'll be watching Path's gameplay from their stream, and which will force me to have a couple seconds delay so that I'm not backseating during the match. So during the pre-round, I'll give you a bit more subtle reminders like, hey, make sure you're fast rotating, or I noticed your crosshair placement's a little bit low, maybe extra focus on that this round. Just like subtle cues to kind of just help Path refocus on the game. And then after the match itself, I will we'll go through any specific rounds or moments that I've clipped just to kind of go into a little bit more. But I think at the stage we're at now, a lot of it is just going to be a lot more repetition and dialing in the things that we've talked about, specifically with mechanics and fast rotating and stuff, rather than introducing any new concepts. So that's kind of the idea behind this.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll do great, and if you don't, it's also fine. There's ultimately, it is what it is. We could very well just get matched against a Smurf and it all goes south. That is
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, the reality of Valorant. But yeah, I guess I'll hop over to your stream, and I guess I'll stop sharing my screen on Discord.
Okay.
And then maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe the best way to do this would be to be in a Discord channel server where I have permissions. Then I would just manually deafen you and undeafen you, because I'll be listening to your stream anyways. And by undeafening you, you could hear my feedback. That makes sense.
No.
No.
We haven't.
Okay. So yeah, it'll make sense once we're in the Discord server. So let's see.
Okay.
Do we share a Discord server? I think we do, right?
I'm in your dojo.
Okay. So let me make a private one in the dojo, and then I'll drag you over. Private voice. Okay. If you could just join any voice channel in that server, I'll drag you over. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry.
Did it work?
Yes. So just so you can kind of understand what's gonna go on, I'm gonna server deafen you soon. And
Oh.
so then when you basically you're gonna be talking, playing your match, whatever, talking to stream, playing your game, whatever, and then I will randomly undeafen you so you can hear me. Like if I deafen you now, you won't be able to hear me, so Path can't hear me right now.
Okay.
And then yeah, easy peasy.
I'm so nervous. Okay, I'm in queue.
Okay. Yeah, reset the nervous system. It's fine. Hopefully you're learning something from the one-on-one coaching. I've been doing this style of coaching for the past 3 years, and I'm always looking for new ways to improve. This year, I'm focused on building out my community, the dojo. This is where I take what I've learned from one-on-one coaching and applying it for the community. There are lectures, pro reviews, VOD reviews, and players looking to improve. If you're someone who wants to take Valorant more seriously, we'd love to have you. Details in the description. So right around here, because your teammate's already in front, you have some downtime to throw your net, like backside, like here, this area here, or maybe around this box. So it's just a good thing to do if you can get your util out early, or when the smoke comes up, you can try to throw it like over the top of the box and towards spawn. Look at minimap really quick.
Yeah, usually if I have people in front of me, I get scared because sometimes they just like start running and then they just land underneath where I threw it. Like my timing is really off.
Yeah, for sure. And it's honestly, it's not bad to not see the util used here just because it's not super important at this stage, but I did figure we could mention it. As for the gun, the wall here was good. You always have a good wall when you're in post plant, so that's good. And then the strafes with the jet here, you can see you're very mobile doing the big boy strafes, and so is he. But that's good if you're having a rifle. So we'll talk about pistol gameplay a bit more. But generally with pistols, you can actually be a bit more spammy with it. Counterintuitive to what you might think. So we'll talk about pistols a bit more, but I did like that you were doing big boy strafes there. Let's see, what was this clip for? I think it was the fight on the jet. Yeah, this was fine. We did the big boy strafe. He's just crouch spraying. So I clipped this specifically just to kind of highlight how easy it is for this guy to spray. Like all he did was swing one time, and then well, I guess he did it twice. But typically you do a burst followed by a strafe again, followed by a spray. But we unfortunately just got outgunned there, and that's gonna happen. So I think that was fine. Let's see, skipping over to this clip here. What is this? This might be another gravnet moment. Yeah, so your club is entering here. You could throw your gravnet to make it a little bit easier. Again, bring it towards this plat area. Some people argue that it's a little bit scary because you aren't able to shoot just in case they peek. But that could make this a little bit easier. And we saw some gunfights here that I think was good. Yeah, good movement here. Little burst strafe, that's good. We don't get stun locked when we see Neon, but we get stun locked when we see Raze, which is probably just a height difference here, but you can see here at least we're moving a little bit. That wasn't really happening when the Raze appeared on your screen. So I don't know if that's just a new thing, but and yeah, here's the stun lock. You see we're kind of just like frozen a little bit. Which by the way, this I'm pretty sure you died before he like actually had accurate shots. So it's a little bit crazy. But generally what you want to do, this is true in aim trainers too, by the way, if you ever play them. But like shots while they're like in the air kind of moving is tough. So either you time it as they're dropping here, or you just wait until they hit the floor. Trying to hit the shot as they're kind of coming down here, it can be kind of tough. Yeah, kind of tough, because they speed up so much on the drop. So you kind of want to get it just at the time they're dropping, I guess. But in Valorant more so, you normally kind of just wait for them to hit the floor. So
okay, I'll probably just keep that in mind.
Yeah. What is this one? The trade on longs. This is kind of hard to get down, so I'm just gonna introduce the concept. But when you see this guy die, what you want to train yourself to do, you see like thing here, point eyes here, so you can see where he is on the mini map. And that will help you pre-aim a little bit better. That's
Okay.
like trading 101 when you get to that level is mini-map first so that you can trade. If you're both, like if you're already in the open fighting the angle, then of course don't look at the mini-map. But generally if you're in cover, so like this is cover, and your teammate took a fight, then you can look at minimap really quick to double confirm where they are before you go for the swing. And if we did do that, you might have not actually had that little buffer strafe that you saw there. You might have just swung confidently on that angle. But this Omen's kind of doing a good job of isolating those fights and playing a really tight angle, so it's a little bit difficult for you to get that trade regardless. I just wanted to mention the minimap there. And this was all fine, right? Good kill here. What we did notice, I wanted to point out, is cipher roll. Are you familiar with what cipher roll does?
Yeah, shows you where everyone is.
Yeah, exactly. So in this case, if we did read the cipher roll as soon as it pinged and we got this kill, C site is open. Now you probably would have died to the turret anyways because we have 5 HP. But this would be like pattern recognition would be you see cipher roll, you see an open bomb site. If you're close enough, you try to sprint there.
Okay.
But yeah, we died to the turret there, no big deal. What was this next one here? I need a bit more context. I think this was just a well played around here. Oh, the ult. I did want to talk about your deadlock ult. So, are you aware of how the deadlock ult works?
Kind of, but maybe there's like some timing thing that I'm not aware of. Because sometimes I'll like target someone, but it won't capture them. Or I move too slow afterward. I don't know if I can move afterward. I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
the deadlock ult's a little bit strange. The main thing that you need to know with the deadlock ult is that it does have a little bit of travel time, but the more important thing is that it bounces. So normally when you see players use deadlock ult, it's not to actually aim it and shoot it directly at someone. It's used to kind of bounce to clear a corner. And treating it more like a molly almost. So like, let me kind of go around this range really quickly. Let's say like my read is that there's a player in this corner here. That's where you would use the deadlock ult. You would just bounce it off this corner to try to get that. And obviously anything hit still will work. That's good. That's more so the use case for it. Sometimes you'll see people just like jump around with the deadlock ult and treat it like a raise rocket. And then when they see someone, they'll just shoot it at them. That's also something you can do. Kind of just treat it like an entry tool and pretend like you're invincible. Yeah. Some people do that. But the most common way to use it is just bounce it off of corners. So in this case here, when you shot your ult down short, it would have been a little bit better to peek deeper into short so that you can get it to bounce off of this wall to clear that corner.
Okay.
Because if you look at minimap now, it stops a little bit short. It's just like up here.
Oh, I don't even look at the minimap when I'm doing this. That would probably be helpful.
I don't think it shows up until you shoot it. I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that. Maybe someone in chat actually knows. Okay, and then I think we had a couple gun duels here, so around, kill this jet. Yeah, so this is a bit more normal to use the ghost. I like to kind of shoot a couple bullets instead of like tap strafe, like with the ghost or with pistols. I kind of just like to shoot a couple bullets, like maybe like 1 to 4 bullets, because you can actually tap back to back pretty quickly and get some kills. So let me spawn the bots really quickly. This is pistol 101. You don't actually just tap because it takes too long. Like you could do this, but like that does take a bit of time to get the kill. So more oftentimes than not, you'll see like maybe like you'll crouch and shoot a couple bullets and then you'll stand up again. But you could just stand still and shoot a couple bullets too if you want. But you'll see pros do this too. They'll kind of sometimes just spam the ghost. There's recoil on the ghost, right? So if you're really good at it, you just pull down and control your ghost and pretend like you're spraying with the ghost. There is some crazy clips of pros doing that, but I wouldn't really recommend that. I would say just tap your first shot and then give it a slight pause to reset. So tap, burst, I guess, or tap, shoot. That's kind of the formula. So it's like tap, shoot. And you can do it with like a crouch if you want to. Works a little bit better with the classic, I think, but it just lets you simplify the fight a little bit more. I think if be okay with like rapid firing your classic a little bit. You do want to space out your shots a little bit more, but maybe it'll be useful for you to just go in the range, just test out the pistols, because everyone shoots their pistols like this at the start, but you can see the time to kill is just way longer.
Yeah.
And that does force you to kind of hit really nice shots. Whereas like if you kind of just spam a little bit, simplifies it. So that It's kind of the same idea with spraying, I suppose. Just in
Yeah, that
general.
makes sense.
This round here, let me remember. Oh, okay, so 2v4. Ideally, what you do here as you're scaling up is use your wall before you plant. Just so that as you're planting, basically the way you need to think about when you're planting is instead of a 2v4, it then turns into a 1v4 for that time period you're planting. So they also, the enemy team generally recognizes that and they try to run out as the bomb plant is there, the bomb tap. So just throwing your wall early to give you some time to actually get the bomb down is a pretty important concept. It doesn't matter in this case, but you will notice that you get blinded here. And if you had that wall up, that would actually buy you time. So notice how that omen is so far back to back sight. If your clove didn't recognize that, we would just immediately lose the round. So shout out clove there. You do end up getting your wall out and really nice shot. Both orange bars. And you play this round really well. Good wall. Eventually this last guy comes out garage and we win that too. So yeah, good positioning, good util afterwards. The main thing there is just try to get your wall out before you plant, if you can. Helps to secure the bomb site. And this was also a really good flood. It's just the pistol thing again. You can see we're just moving a lot.
Yeah.
It's good to move generally, right? But it does just increase your time to kill. So that's pretty much all here. You could technically rotate in with your grav net if you wanted to, but we won't touch on that too much.
Okay.
What was this round? Wall B, run A. Oh yeah, this was just the raise satchel again. So you'll see we kind of freeze again. Boom, this guy stun lock, and then now this guy swings us. Hit a nice shot, by the way. But very simple, just keep strafing, and it'll make your life a little bit easier. And I was also surprised that this neon was in the corner the whole time. Like, what the fuck was that? So that is what it is. And this was, what was this round? Don't remember this round. Oh, this was good movement. Heads up on the sensor. This was good. So what you want to do here is instead of holding this window, generally you ignore the connector and you go to the bomb site because it's more important to hold the bomb site. It actually worked out in your favor here, but you wanted technically to be on site before this guy hit the tripwire. So I guess worry less about this. You can always turn around later to check it. So yeah, worry more about the bomb site. We did end up getting back, and then it works out in perfect timing. Good movement here, by the way. You like got that first kill, tucked back into cover, and yeah, very minimal blue bars as well. So this was just well executed in terms of the mechanics. The crosshair placement was really good. The peeking technique was good as well on the reswing on the killjoy. So yeah, this was just good. Ideally, that was a very ideal fight, I think. And I think this was just the reswing. Wait, no, what was this? Oh, this was this is crazy. This was crazy. So going back to the bounce, I guess if you did want to bounce your ult, the most common one is off this wall to get to default, or you would bounce it off this wall to get to this corner close right. But luckily we did grab the guy in front of you, so that's great. And I mean, this was just a little psychotic, but I mean, you can see the movement kind of just saved your life here. Just being mobile, let you dodge that guy's spray. The raise didn't commit. And then, yeah, I mean, this was just insane. So well played. Playing for the site hold is very important. Again, I can't really convince even some higher level players to do this because they overthink the game. But this game really is on defense as simple as fast rotate and try to run onto the bomb site through smokes to fight. And then, you know, if they're defaulting like that other round where like there was people A site, B site, and C, then, you know, fully leaving isn't as good. It's more important to kind of just play your spot. But generally, most of the times you can just fast rotate. So yeah.
Okay.
Really good round there.
Yay.
I don't know what this one was. Oh, this was just
this one I was just caught off guard.
Yeah, this was the noise. Yeah. Just the audio this guy ran through. You can hear it back if you want. Run! Chase! Okay, well, I can't hear shit. Hold on. It's up a little bit. Run! Yeah, you can hear some steps right there. But I can see you're worried about garage, so I do understand. But yeah, overall, great game.
Yay.
It's all about keeping it simple. So defense, keep it simple. If you're playing deadlock, just wall something and leave. Oops. But generally fast rotate is good. And then for attack, using utility as you're about to enter a bomb site is good. So deadlock equals nade somewhere. literally anywhere. And then Reyna is probably just flash. But overall, I would say, oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing here. Oops. Overall, we look great. Like our mechanics are looking better. We are moving a lot more. We're converting a lot more gun duels. I forgot to pop your camera back on my stream. Oops. But yeah, we're looking a lot better. I think at this point, it really is just reps and then just cleaning up our decision making a little bit, but keeping the game plan as simple as possible so that you can free up your mental stack to actually figure out what's going on in the game. So like raising your awareness, looking at minimap, noticing what your teammates are doing, like actually adapting to the game. So keeping the game plan simple, making sure your mechanics are like nice, clean, and crisp, making sure that that is also as free from your mental stack as possible. At this point, it probably will always be in your mental stack a little bit. But you know, ideally, the more reps we get, the more automatic it becomes. But yeah, I mean, we're looking good. We're looking really good.
Yay.
I know that this is our last session before a little bit of an extended break. So the plan that I think for when we kind of come back is just have like a week of where we brush up on what we just kind of did. Simple game plan, simple util, and just a 2-bullet burst with the big boy strafes. And then maybe a week or two after that, if you're kind of de-rested from there, we start implementing how to spray. And we would go through like an arc where we just spray for like as much as possible and try to get that down. And you might actually find that you like it more, but we'll see. But that's, I guess, the initial plan. So I don't really have much to add. I guess, I was talking a lot. Did you have anything to add or questions or comments?
Well, it sounds solid. Is there anything that you recommend that I do during my break, or?
I guess, do you have like access to Valorant, or?
I don't have access to a PC now.
Okay, so I mean, there's no big deal. You know, maybe just brain off, do your thing. If you don't have any, if you don't have any chance to play Valorant, there's not really much that you can do. I think there's no reason to look at VODs or anything like that, in my opinion.
Not even at my own VODs.
I mean,
or like these calls.
I guess you could if you just want to keep your mind fresh, but I guess from my point of view, it is pretty simple. But I guess if you wanted to kind of like make it concrete, you could. But ultimately, our roadmap is pretty simple, I think.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I'll still tune into the dojo calls, though.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, those are more for fun for you at this point, I would imagine. Maybe you can pick up some little tidbits here and there, but yeah. But I mean, really good progress from week 1 to now. I know it's not reflecting in the visual rank as much as it would be nice. It is just one of those things, though. You can definitely tell like a night and day difference from our gunfights in session 1 to gunfights in session 2. And also it's just a lot more confidence as a player. Like, I actually see you actively looking for fights. So
okay, that's good.
We're definitely on the right track. It's just more repetition at this point. It's a bit of a shame that we have to take a little bit of a roadblock here, or like a little bit of a break, but you know, you just have to work within the boundaries. So yeah, I mean, it's all good, I guess. Did you have anything that you want to say or comment or add, or maybe say to chat or anything like that?
I don't think so. I was too locked in, so I didn't read any chat. So I'll probably go back through that and see if anyone mentioned anything that I'll bring up, probably to you privately. So
yeah, sounds good. Alrighty, well, I guess I'll let you go, and yeah, I guess I'll hear back from you, or I guess our next session is probably going to be closer to 3 or 4 weeks. Is that right?
I don't remember what I.
Yeah, I forget the exact time frame, but just for chat, we have a little bit of a break because Path is busy with real life stuff. So we'll kind of put a pause on the coaching for now, and then when Path is back, we'll pick up. But yeah, good progress.
The first Monday that I'm back is the 21st.
Gotcha.
So it's a bit of ways.
A bit of ways. Understandable. But yeah, I guess I'll let you go, and hopefully you feel like you're in a good place, I guess. And
yeah, thank you so much.
Of course, thank you as well.